Well, hello everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today on this fine hump day, middle of the week. We woke up, it's not quite as much. I think back in December I might have mentioned that we had a little bit of snow and we had a little bit of a dusting last night, but just a little bit spotty on the ground, not anything to really... I heard the roads were a little slick, but it was 18 degrees this morning. Guys, I'm not in the tropics anymore, but this is pretty fun. It's kind of interesting, and I don't know how many winters I'm going to be doing, but I actually enjoy it. If I'm going to be here, I want to get some cool weather while I'm here. I'll be back in the tropics soon enough. Anyhow, today I want to talk about the raw food diet, weight loss, and health. When will you learn? I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I did this yesterday again, and I'm not going, like, for some reason I'm still subscribed to some of the channels, but I'm not getting the notification. So if you just go into where your subscriptions are, and you'll see everything you're subscribed to, and you can just go down and just all do it at once, just like click, 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 and you'll make sure that you're getting the content that you want to see. Hey, you may not be wanting to see this content. I'm not all full of myself. Yeah, when will you learn? It's like so many people just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again on this lifestyle. I used the analogy just the other day. You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And a lot of it is just conditioning. I understand it. It's just conditioning over the years. You know, people have become conditioned to. I think over this last 5.5 years, I've come to an understanding that humans are more conditioned when it comes to food than almost any other subject that we can think of. And a lot of the things that we've been conditioned, there's no rhyme or reason for, there's no logic to. And the proof is in, it's not working. You know, that's the basic thing. I'll argue with people all the time. I'm like, well, how's it working out over on your side over there where I'm just throwing numbers. 1 out of every 3 people is getting cancer. 1 out of every how many is having heart disease. How many people have diabetes. How many people are obese. So if you eat that standard American diet and you want to sit and argue, you don't have a whole lot of good examples behind you on this. So, but we've been conditioned on food. We've been conditioned on diets. We've been conditioned on even, you know, most people don't like the word diet, or a lot of people don't like the word diet, but it's just a way of eating. But there's diet and then there's diet. To me, and I'm just making up my own definitions. To me, there's diet, which describes just how you eat. That's just how you eat. And then most of us, how we think of diet is some regimen where we've been taught to restrict what we're eating, only eat these specific foods, only eat these foods at this certain time, and whatever. And I think so many people have done, you know, everybody, like not everybody, but so many people, especially if you get to a certain age, have done multiple diets throughout the years, because especially in the United States, but probably in most of the Western world, the world struggles with obesity, and more so over the past, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 years with the advent of fast food and more processed food in stores. Like I look at people around here. People that I went to school with and younger people are much larger, bigger, less healthy looking than their parents were and that their grandparents were, because even though their grandparents may not have been eating a plant-based diet, they were eating real food back then, and they did tend to eat vegetables. A lot of them went through tough times, the Depression, whatever, you know, and so they were eating real food back then. But and another part of it, besides just doing the same thing over and over, and the reason that people keep doing the same thing over and over, the conditioning. They will not trust this process. It sounds foreign to them. It sounds odd. It's just one of those things that's not natural to begin with. Even though it is natural, it's not natural, but due to all the conditioning that we've had on food and what we need to have to be healthy, having that protein thing pounded down our throats forever. So yeah, it's tough, but you have to trust that process. I've used this analogy before. It's kind of like playing tennis or playing golf. If you've ever played either sport, there's a certain grip that you use on both. Now, if you've just been kind of willy-nilly a casual player, you probably have like a loose tennis grip. And when a tennis pro will teach you a proper grip and starts teaching you proper stroke techniques, that's the most awkward thing in the world. And your default is to just go back to kind of, you know, hacking it like you did. But after a while, after thousands of practices with that same stroke, you start getting, okay, this is efficient. This is the efficient way to become a good tennis player. And you're going to find, as far as your health goes, there are methods to get there that are not going to fit within what you've been taught throughout your life. So in a way, you know, you've got to a certain extent, go on a leap of faith. But we have so much information out there now, you can back all this stuff up on your own. But you definitely can't try to do it like a diet. And the number one thing is like I say, it's just like riding around on an endless. Imagine like hell being riding around on a merry-go-round over and over and over and over. You never get anywhere. You never get anywhere. Or you see a little bit of different scenery, you think, oh, I might be going somewhere different this time, and you just keep coming right back around to the same place, the same place. That's what so many people are doing with this lifestyle. I've seen people that are, you know, trying to do this thing for like 2-3 years or whatever, but they still keep doing the same things over and over. I'll say, well, that's the same thing that person was saying in that group 2 years ago. You've got to do something different, shake it up. When it comes to health, that's even a different story. Weight loss is one thing. I mean, not that, you know, it will eventually probably be a health issue for most people that are carrying a significant amount of weight more than what their body should. But you know, for the people that actually have health issues, and this may sound judgmental, and it may be, but I don't even remotely understand that, you know. Like, if I had to do something radically different than what I was used to save my life, there would be no debate, no discussion. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day who, incidentally, has healed themselves from cancer a few years back, and we were just talking about this, and I'm like, you know, I'm not Mr. Super Strict, and I don't tell people you got to have pure raw, you got to be a natural hygienist, you got to eat the highest of the high. But I mean, even me, you know, if you told me tomorrow, I'm at least that smart, that I had some major health issue that was threatening my life or threatening, you know, my vitality, being able to live, move around, I'd do whatever it took. You know, I'd eat, if I had to eat grapes, nothing but grapes every day for the next 150 days, I'd eat damn grapes for 150 days. But I would do something differently. And especially, I'd be much more diligent about the health issue than I would about the weight loss. And as soon as I saw, you know, but then again, before I say too much and go in one direction, you can't just be jumping all the time either. You do have to kind of, you know, as you're trying new things out, as you're learning this lifestyle, whether it be for weight loss, health, or just to have more vitality. You know, you have to kind of figure these things out. And I'm not saying you can just, you know, continually be moving on. Okay, I did this for one day and it didn't work. I did this for one day, it didn't work. But if this lifestyle, to kind of sum it up, if this lifestyle hasn't worked for you in the past, if you're new to it, if you failed over and over and over again, you just have to think in a different direction, and you have to work, you have to be active working your way there every day. And that's another little lesson that I've tried to impart on people before too, is I don't know why. Who knows why, whether it's circumstances, something internally within us, nurture versus nature or whatever, but some people tend to take to this lifestyle more easily. And I think a lot of that does have to do with circumstances, because having been in this Babylon for 6 months now and having none of my good fruit, I do see the challenges, and I do think of like, wow, it kind of depresses me sometimes if I thought I was going to be doing this raw vegan lifestyle here in the States or here in this particular location for the rest of my life. But I'm also finding out things too, you know, it's just like I've dropped into this kind of mono meals, just eating simple fruit during our coldest time. So, you just got to do something different. I could just keep rambling on and on and on and on, but it's basic, it's problem solving. How many times do I have to say this in this video? I know most people, when they're watching their raw food videos and they're vegan and all their health type stuff. They want to see a little bit more dynamic. They want somebody that gives them all these little particular, well, eat this, don't eat that, blah, 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 but it's problem solving. And you forget the psychology and the logic of this lifestyle. You know, stop doing this thing like a diet. Stop doing this thing like a diet. I've done many diets in my life, and it was always the yo-yo. You know, you could lose a little weight, or I worked with a nutritionist one time, or you could get a little healthier, feeling better, but then you would always go back. This one's not like that. This is the easiest lifestyle that I've ever adapted to in my life. I mean, I took to it like that. Made a lot of mistakes, of course, but there was never a hard, I guess what I say, I took to it just like that. It was figuring out the combinations of vegetables, how much to eat, how much fruit to eat. I need to do this, I need to do that, I need a little bit more of this. But there was never a problem with just eating fruits and vegetables. I mean, I just enjoyed that from the beginning. The one thing I've loved about this diet, this lifestyle, is that I can pretty much, I don't ever have to deny. I mean, if I'm hungry, I eat. I don't have to sit around and go, well, I shouldn't eat that. I'm watching these calories here. So anyhow, just my 2 cents worth. Hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.